Good evening, Queens. Good evening, Queens. Okay, thank you. And by extension, all Kings. Welcome to welcome to National Wear Red Day Tobago style. And a special welcome to all those joining us via Zoom and live stream. This evening is more than an event. In fact, it's a moment where we as women choose ourselves for once. We leave the husband home, we leave the children home, and we come out this evening to acknowledge ourselves and the sisterhood. I am Angela Cooper, facilitator and host, and I'm honored to host this meaningful event about education, sisterhood, healing, and empowerment. Now, a little bit about National Wear Red Day, because it has never been celebrated in Tobago, but it is an annual reminder that heart disease is a leading cause of death for women, and it often appears silently or with subtle symptoms. So the gathering of women and wearing red on the first Friday, but today's Wednesday, of February is recognized officially in the USA, but is widely observed internationally, including some Caribbean countries, and now, in Tobago, wherever women's heart health awareness is promoted. So we're doing a new thing here this evening, okay? Today is the call to protect your heart and empower other women to do the same. Our theme, waiting to be a little bit quiet. I know we're streaming the Eye in Tobago, all your people. Our theme is your emotions become your biology. And it reminds us that wellness is not only physical, it is emotional, mental, and spiritual. So thank you for being here, and thanks to the men who came to support you. Thanks also to our incredible panelists who will be joining us in a moment to lend their voices, their expertise, and their hearts to this calling. And as I said before, this evening is about wellness. And wellness does include your community. And before the evening is over, we will be speaking a bit about community and what we can be doing in our community to bring about wellness, not only to the community, but to ourselves. So, are we ready to protect your peace and your health? You're convincing enough. Are you ready to protect your peace and your health? Beautiful. Now, I hope you have all your writing tools just in case you have questions that you might ask the panelists. One thing I would ask is that you give yourself some quiet time right now. Give yourself an hour. Mute the phone, please. Because you know something, that's another stress. I call it the stress of technology, but that's another question or another topic, in fact. So, right now, I'd like you to listen because I'm going to be introducing our power panelist.
A medical doctor, wellness advocate, and national leader whose work bridges healing, service, and transformation. A U.S.-trained family medicine physician, our first panelist brings a rare combination of clinical expertise, public sector leadership, and deep community experience to today's conversation. Dr. Denise Tsoyafat Angus has spent decades examining not only disease, but the deeper emotional, social, and spiritual forces that shape women's health outcomes. Trained in the United States and grounded in Caribbean community realities, her work reflects both global science and lived experience. Having served as medical director and chairman of the Tobago Regional Health Authority, she understands firsthand how stress, trauma, purpose, and emotional resilience directly influence the heart, the body, and long-term well-being. Today, she invites us to explore a powerful truth at the intersection of science and lived experience. When we ignore our emotions, our biology remembers. And when we heal emotionally, the body often follows.
The height and strength of any building is determined by the strength of its foundation, is a favorite quote of the following panelist. a faith leader, educator, and family advocate whose life's work has centered on spiritual growth, education, and strengthening families. Her solid formative education prepared her to answer the higher call to full-time ministry, and today she serves as pastor of the Montgomery Moravian Church with special responsibility for women's ministry. Reverend Moore Roberts continues to build strong women, strong families, and strong communities through faith, service, and leadership.
As the longest-served senior vice president in one of New York City's largest municipal hospitals, overseeing a 639-bed facility, a workforce of 1,000 to 5,000 staff, and cared for more than 600,000 patients annually during her tenure, John Leon truly exemplifies healthcare leadership and transformational change. With a distinguished career in nursing and health administration, she led large-scale healthcare operations while directly addressing the realities of workforce stress, burnout, and well-being, particularly among women in healthcare. Her leadership experience gives her unique insight into how employment conditions, workplace culture, and organizational support directly influence women's physical health, emotional wellness, and long-term heart health. Though retired, she remains deeply engaged in healthcare leadership and community service, continuing to advocate for healthier, more humane work environments that support both care delivery and caregiver well-being. Technical advisor for policy design and implementation at the Division of Education, Skills and Innovation within the Tobago House of Assembly, Anne Natasha II remains deeply committed to ensuring that Tobago's youth have access to the highest quality education, securing the future of island building. Her impressive career spans more than 26 years as a teacher, academic lecturer, education leader, and policy strategist. She remains focused on accountability within Tobago's primary schools. As an educator and advocate, she understands that educational environments profoundly shape emotional health, self-worth, and lifelong wellness, particularly for girls and young women. Through her policy work, research, and frontline experience, she brings critical insight into how education systems can either reduce or reinforce stress, trauma, and health inequities. She is also the founder of International Advocacy Against Child Abuse, reflecting her deep commitment to protecting children and empowering women and families across our communities.
We're also delighted to welcome Annette Lewis-Williams, a respected financial professional with more than 4 decades of experience in the banking and financial services sector. She made history at Republic Bank Tobago as the first staff member to become manager, overseeing all 3 island branches, and now serves as an accountant with the Mount Pleasant Credit Union, continuing her legacy of financial leadership. Through her leadership in banking, accounting, and entrepreneurship, she has guided countless individuals through financial decision-making, budgeting, credit management, and wealth building, challenges that disproportionately affect women. Her lived experience gives her unique insight into how financial literacy and confidence reduce stress, increase autonomy, and improve emotional and physical well-being. Annette is deeply passionate about helping women achieve financial independence because she understands firsthand that financial wellness is not just about money. It is about dignity, choice, and quality of life.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for your panelists and sister voices in this order. Dr. Denise Sawyerfat Angus, keep your applause going. Reverend Esther Moore Roberts, Dr. Jean Leon, come on, we can do better than that, folks. Miss Anne Natasha II, Miss Annette Lewis-Williams. What a beautiful panel of ladies. Aren't they lovely? I think you should give them another round of applause. Ladies, welcome, 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 and I am truly humbled and grateful for your presence here this evening. Now, audience, I know we have 2 other special guest panelists whom I will introduce to you a bit later on via Zoom. Now that we are all ready, let's take a moment to center ourselves, and I'm going to ask, rightfully, Reverend Roberts, to do the honors of a word of prayer. Thank you.
Bless the Lord. Let us stand, please, in the presence of God. Heavenly Father, awesome God, creator of this beautiful world, we give you thanks that you have called us to a time such as this. We thank you, God, that you hover around your people. And even as we gather, Holy Spirit, inspire us so as we speak, we will hear and understand. And beyond that, we will make changes. So, Lord, take charge of all the proceedings of this afternoon. And when we leave this afternoon, or later on, God, is to tonight, whatever time we leave, grant us traveling mercies. Reunite us with our families. And Father, may your name be glorified because Angela and that company agreed to do this event. Bless her. Bless the organization. May it go from strength to strength. In Jesus' name we pray.
Thank you, Reverend Roberts, for those inspirational words. At this moment, I want to again extend a heartfelt thank you to all our supporters who contributed to this evening's event, and it includes the Coral Reef Experience and our collaborating organization, the Tobago Progressive Association. So we're getting down to the stories. Thank you. Now, as I said, we're here for urgent reason. So today's experience will include, let me remind you now, education and overall wellness, spiritual peace, emotional health, employment stress, financial wellness, and educational empowerment. But this also includes a guided gratitude and forgiveness moment, which is a moment that we will enjoy. It's something really powerful to experience. So now that we've set the tone, we're beginning with the foundation of everything because knowledge saves lives. So Dr. Angus, you're up. And I'm asking you the first question. Could you tell us, from a medical standpoint, what does total wellness truly mean and how it differs from simply treating symptoms?
So a pleasant good evening to everyone, and thank you all for coming out. Total wellness goes way beyond the body. It's about the body, the mind, the spirit, the emotional self that contributes to well-being. And I want to add purpose and meaning to life. Oftentimes, we tend to overlook those last two. And that is why sometimes we see persons who retire and within a short space of time, they're gone. Because they never recommitted themselves to a new purpose outside of the workplace. So purpose and meaning also will be very critical. And so the second part of the question was,
how does it differ from simply treating the symptoms?
well, I know that some persons, you come and they just want to think about symptoms. But when I'm in practice, I want to ask myself what caused the symptoms. Because the symptoms are usually the end product of something that is happening long before. And so you always want to ask yourself, why? Why this? Why now? What is the cause of it? So it's like, you have a cut and it's bleeding. The symptom would be just putting a Band-Aid on it, rather than saying, how deep was this cut? How did it happen? Was it a cut that we have to use antibiotics with? Is it infected? Is it not? You have to go further than just the symptom. Else, if you don't, you may treat the symptom, that long term you end up with a whole lot of other problems.
Are you getting that, people? Women, are you getting that? Right. Now, Dr. Angus, what are early warning signs? What do we look for as a physician that a woman's body is under stress and needs attention, even if tests still look normal?
And the challenge we have as women is that many of the tests are based on the male physique, based on male testing.
You hear
And
that?
because of that, they tend to miss the symptoms in women. Symptoms as simple as, gosh, I'm tired, I can't get enough sleep. Sleep not just, curing it. Something as simple as that you want to pay attention to. We as women always think we're working hard and that we should be tired. No. Tiredness is a symptom that needs to be looked at. You also need to think about headaches, body aches. You may not always get that chest pain radiating to the left arm that you normally tell you with men. It's as simple as, a shortness of breath. Just not feeling well because, women, we have intuition. And sometimes there's something off with us. We don't know what it is, but something not right. And you need to check. Don't just say it's gas, because you have digestive problems. Don't just say it's gas, it will go away. Go and have it checked. Prevention is way better and cheaper than cure.
Now, I know a lot of our women, we do that a lot, They feel a little thing, they say it's gas, and they run for some bush tea. Yes. So you recommend the bush tea over going to the doctor? Which one?
Well, drink the bush tea and then go to the doctor. Because a good burp might save your life. Eh?
That's right. Now, anyone has any questions for Dr. Angus at this moment? Okay, step up to the microphone. Where is the microphone? It's right there. Anybody else has a question for Dr. Angus?
Okay. Good evening. So, Dr. Angus, how does our emotional and mental state affect or influence our physical health over time, especially when stress is chronic?
Well, let me tell you, it's a dangerous thing, because you have all of the chronic stress building up inside of you, you then trigger what we call our steroids within our bodies, and you go into what we call survival mode. And that creates a total imbalance within us. So that's when you get high blood pressure. You could get insulin resistance or diabetes. Sometimes you get heart palpitations, anxiety, irritability, all those things. And perhaps what the end point of that is, in this today's world, you have weight challenges, obesity, that it doesn't matter how much gym you go to, how much food you don't eat, or how much water you drink, it's just not going anywhere. And that is because of the steroids build up in your body reacting to the stress that you have created within yourself. And that is why it's good to have a good laugh every day.
We have one more question for you.
Dr. Angus, if a woman feels overwhelmed and doesn't know where to start, what is the first gentle step she can take towards total wellness?
The first step you can take is to, number one, give yourself permission. Give yourself permission to sit down and take a few deep breaths. We tend to underestimate that issue of breathing and breathing deeply. Many of us are shallow breathers and we don't get enough oxygen in our system. So just the mere fact that you give yourself permission to sit down, even though you have your broom in your hand, sit down and take a couple deep, slow, deep breaths in and out. In and out. And just sit there and relax for 5-10 minutes. You will be amazed at how different you feel after that intervention with yourself. I want to add a second one. You see, all of us are in an age group here. I don't know whether it's heat bothering you, but sleep is my issue. I don't sleep. But let me tell you, sleep is one of the most important medicines we can have. Because it is during sleep that your body goes to work to repair itself, to get rid of all of those cancer cells that are formed within us. We form cancer cells in our body every single day. But when your immune system is not given a chance to work properly, it does not kill off the cells like it should, and they are left to grow. So sleep is the next most important gift that you could give to yourself. Thirdly, and I said it already, a good laugh every day gives you good heart health. They say it's an apple, I say it's a good laugh.
Thank
All right?
you.
Thank you, Dr. Angus. Before the other young lady asked you the question, you were talking about sleep. So ladies, don't get up 5 o'clock in the morning, say you're preparing breakfast for the husband. Stay in bed and sleep. Last final question.
Pleasant good afternoon again, everybody.
Afternoon.
Dr. Angus, how do chronic stress, anxiety, and emotional overload physically affect the body over time, particularly in women?
What you begin to have happen is one of the first things we see is weight gain. That's one of the first things you begin to see. And with that weight gain, you then have things like insulin resistance, which is diabetes, or you can have heart palpitations, and that's usually an indication that you're having cardiac problems, heart problems, okay? One of the other things that you could have is that your immune system gets low and you begin to develop things like, some people get lupus and, all of these other what we call autoimmune problems. Sometimes they don't know where it comes from, but you begin to have all of these issues related to stress. So stress is not a good thing, and it's preventable. Yes, it's preventable.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Angus. Put your hands together. That was a powerful and necessary opening to this conversation. Now, after every speaker, I look for a wellness quote. So I wanted my piece in. True wellness in a woman is strength in motion, balance in care for others with the courage to care for herself.
To put a smile upon her face and take you to the higher place. So don't you underestimate the strength of a woman. Strength of a woman.
See, ladies, bring the strength out. We do have it in us, all right? So now that we've addressed the physical side, we move into the, the inner life. Because peace is a a health strategy. I know a lot of you might not realize that. And Reverend Esther Moore Roberts speaks to us on spirituality, peace, and wellness. You know, I want to jump out of the box one time, Reverend Roberts. Could you tell us how spirituality helps a woman stay grounded and whole, especially when life feels heavy? I know we have a deacon in the house somewhere over on the other end there. We are right.
right.
Welcome, Deacon Cowie.
Sure, right. Thank you. And good evening, women. I am privileged to be here and to share. And I know all of us, because I think most of us, if not all, are Tobagoanians. And we have been grounded, we have grown hearing about God, we have grown praying, and as was said a while ago, we get so busy that some of us have put aside the very thing that is so important to keep us grounded: prayer and a connection with God. Now, I want to say to us, just as, well, Dr. Angus and the other doctors and nurses in the audience would support this, we all have a digestive system. And we know that when we overeat, we feel heavy or bloated and you're uncomfortable until you go to that small room. All right? And even then, sometimes you still feel heavy. Now, there are many things that we ingest in the day. We take on, women especially, we take on trouble, we take on the children, we take on work, we take on keeping the house tidy. We all have jobs, and therefore, we are weighed down. Our digestive system has something called bile. Bile is produced so that it can reduce and transform the heavy things in our bodies, make it into smaller, manageable parts so that we can get the nutrients out and all that. And when we have an inner relationship, a deep and abiding faith in God, when we have a connection through prayer, prayer helps us to deal with some of the heaviness that we are experiencing. You can talk to God anytime, anywhere, and get that broken up. It may not all go away, but at least it will become manageable to some degree. And then we'll be able to have some peace, some lightness. All right? So one of the first things we have to understand is that just as we ingest food physical, if you ingest or spend time in the spirit and spiritual food, it is going to help digest or manage the weight of worry that we carry.
I'm hearing you, Dr. Roberts, and a lot of people feel about this whole spirituality thing that they must go to church every Sunday or Saturday. And as soon as they step out of the church, is a different person on the outside, huh? All right. So how do we stay grounded in that? Because people tend to feel sometimes that church it weighs you down. And really it's not. Because right now, if you look at it, we have in church. Anything that to me I think is positive, I don't know if I'm wrong here, but I think anything that is positive and uplifting gives you that spiritual food that you're looking for. You do something good for the neighbor, you took out the neighbor's trash. I think it's all to the honor and glory of God. So in essence, everything that we do to the honor and glory of God should really keep us calm and grounded. The blood pressure wouldn't go up. You're sure about that now? Because sometimes no matter how calm you are, you kind of internalize that feeling, and then right, Doc? That feeling comes up. So you tell yourself you're calm and you're not saying anything, and somebody else, you have to express yourself sometimes to avoid the blood pressure going up. I don't know. You take it from there.
You see, peace is not the absence of those things. When you can rise above what you are seeing with the physical eye, in other words, when you can attach to the problem a statement that God has given you in His Word, you will then say, okay, this is how I'll approach it. All right, He says He would keep you in perfect peace if your mind is stayed on Him. It is not the peace that we want to bring to something that will keep us at peace. It is when you understand that the perfect God can deal with this thing. So you have to now reorganize your thoughts and bring it into alignment with what God says about the thing. He says, don't be anxious for anything. And you start to say, but what do you mean don't be anxious? I have to be anxious about this thing that's happening in my home. My daughter, sleeping out or whatever, and I'm worried and all that. But he also says, but by prayer. So rather than run yourself into a wreck, begin to pray. Lord, be with my child. You said that, what I ask, you will fulfill if I ask it in faith. So that's why our spirituality has to be built up. And I'm pleading because I'm concerned that the generation that we have today, the young ones who are coming up, because they are not being raised with a spiritual diet, the possibility is later on in life we may have more problems because we know how to pray. We can still sing a hymn and quiet ourselves, I was reminding persons recently that our parents used to be outside on the board scrubbing and singing, I know, I believe, and so you're getting it out because you can put some words of a hymn or a scripture to what you're doing, and that lessens the pressure that you feel. But if you don't know that God and can't attach a word of prayer or song to a situation, it is going to ride you. And of course, we have an enemy who is going to keep pushing. Nah, that ain't going to happen. You just talking. So we can't speak with our lips. We have to really speak from our hearts, which is where your spirituality is. And the inner man has to be well tied up and grounded in who God is, the most powerful God who can change any situation. There's nothing that God cannot do, and we have to speak it. Because God gave us authority to speak it. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. We have to speak it. And the more you speak it, you begin to believe it, and you are going to find yourself coming into greater peace.
Thank you, Reverend Roberts. Thank you so very, very much. Does anyone have any questions that they would like to ask Reverend Roberts? Oh, Lord, we have two here.
Pleasant good evening to the kings and queen in this space. My question is, what would you say to a woman who is always strong for everyone else, but is privately tired, anxious, or burnt out?
Rest. No, it is serious. I hope you know your Bibles. If you turn to Mark's Gospel, go home, 1:34 to 35. Jesus found himself healing all day. People were bringing sick, diverse diseases, people asking questions, and he was constantly going and going and going. And then, after he had done all that, you know what he did? Get up early the next morning, Dr. Angus. We could get up early, right? Get up early, find a quiet place, and pray. Because you're giving out. But you need to remember that we have to be recipients of the grace and the blessing of God so that we can go another day. So rest. Jesus rested. And if Jesus, who is the Most High, could rest. We have to remember we are not superhuman beings. We must rest.
Thank you, Reverend Roberts. We have one more question.
Pleasant evening, everyone. What are the simple spiritual practices you recommend, daily or weekly, that can help women protect their mental health, emotional stability, and overall wellness?
Rest.
Well, I have three M's to answer that question. Motion. You heard me? Motion? Move. Motion. All right? Meditation. And music.
So, ladies,
Music, either singing it to yourself or listening to soothing music, dancing, but get moving. I just take up my broom home, put on my I love music. And I dance. And I sing, especially when the pressure is a whole lot. Right? We need to move. We need to meditate too, because meditation is the highest form of prayer. Remember what the psalmist says, it's not just reading the word, but you meditate day and night. So every day, you meditate on a portion of scripture. Could be just one line, one verse, or one word. That's the answer to your question.
thank you, Reverend Roberts. That piece that you just described, and recommend, I think we all do need it. So, stillness of the heart invites healing into the body.
And I rise like the day. I rise up, I rise unafraid. I rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. And I rise up, I like the waves. I rise up, in spite of the ache. I rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again.
Once again, put your hands for Reverend Roberts. Now we're moving on to our third speaker this evening. Are you enjoying it so far? All right. And are you learning a lot? Good. Now let's talk about what so many women face daily, the pressure of work. Dr. Jean G. Leon is going to be speaking to you on employment, stress, and emotional wellness. And Dr. Leon, I'd like to ask you one quick question. How can employment impact on the wellness of a woman? And are there pros and cons to being employed? And share some of the stress that comes at the workplace. So it's a twofold question. Go with the first one. How can employment impact the wellness of a woman?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, because we do have some gentlemen in the midst. I don't want to leave you out. And thank you for being here. We talk about employment and how it affects our body. Being employed, as you know, particularly in women, is pretty strenuous. Some cultures expect women to be the be-all and the overall, to take care of the home, to work and contribute to the home, and at the same time, take care of everything else that comes with it. And as women bottle up these activities, they cause stress on the body. And then being employed, sometimes, as you know, there may not be great circumstances around the workplace, but if you have to bring in the bread, you have to undergo some of the circumstances that go with those conditions. that brings on an additional amount of stress. And these factors cause different conditions to occur in the body, some of which Dr. Angus had mentioned. Insomnia, your inability to sleep, high blood pressure, stomach ailments, and in excessive conditions of stress, even vomiting. You may just be vomiting and you wonder why you are, without realizing that you are so heavily stressed that it is affecting your body. So being employed adds to the stress. Being the housewife with all of the work adds to the stress. Having the kids running around and no help, and you have to take care of the kids, additional stress. And the studies have shown that women undergo 50% more stress than men. So women are the ones who really feel the stress and manifests itself in a number of health conditions. So women have to take time out. They have to undergo meditation, relaxation, exercise, anything that's going to assist you to relieve that stress. Women should undertake. What's the second part?
Part 2, the pros and cons of being employed.
Pros and cons of being employed. Well, certainly the pro, we all need money to survive, especially in today's environment. So we all would like to work so that we can get the money that we need to do the things that we would like to do, or the things that we would like to purchase, or the things that we would like to have. So it's a great thing to be employed. One, it's also a great thing to be a mentor to the younger ones, other young ones coming up, to know that a woman is employed and the woman is in X position and they also can work towards that goal. So it's setting examples. The other reason also is that the independence that you would achieve by being able to work for your own money, to do the things that you want to do, sometimes it's not that easy to do if you are not employed. So I would say I would always like to be employed. And I think most women would also like to be. Now, there is also the downside when you're raising kids and you would like to take care of those kids, but at the same time, sometimes the employment might be an obstacle to you taking care of the children. Many folks do not like to take their children to a babysitter because we all know of things that do occur sometimes with kids when someone else is caring for them. So there are the pros on one side, there are also the cons on the other side. But for me, I would always advocate, let us be employed.
Thank you, Dr. Leon, for outlining what so many women feel but refuse to say. Another thing that I know we have stress in the workplace. And, I look at things a little different than most people. It's good to be employed. You get good insurance. You're able to give yourself those things. And then the other side is that you get depressed if you can't give yourself those things. But also employment in the workplace, to me, nowadays it's very stressful. Very, very stressful for women in the workplace. So one of the things that I think I want to throw to you ladies who's still working, when you go to work, ask them to all create a wellness space for you guys. Do we have that here on the island in Tobago? Okay, so when you go to work tomorrow or Monday, tell your boss that you want a wellness space so that you could take some time off during the day to USA yourself down and to go back to work. So thank you so very much, Dr. Leon. And I must say, women's employment should support their hearts and not. We have questions? Okay.
Good evening, everyone, kings and queens. My question to Dr. Jean Leon, what are realistic coping tools women can use during the workday to stay emotionally regulated and protect their wellness? I think that is the answer. The space at work where you can relax.
Yeah, that's one thing, but also you have chair exercises. As you sit at your chair at work, you can exercise, motion, move the body. You can also take 2 minutes to meditate.
Okay.
And that also helps to relax you. Depending on your work area, you can have soft music.
Right.
You know, also aromatherapy. These are things that can help you to relax. And these are things that you can do at your desk.
Right. Thank you very much.
Okay, now thank you very much, Dr. Leon, and I would leave with you. A heart healthy society is one where women are valued not just for what they give, but for how they are protected. I think we need a part 2 and part 3 because we can't complete everything this evening because I think there's so much that women wants to hear and how to express themselves. And I mean, you know, we like to talk. We just learn to educate ourselves. Now we're getting into the nice part that, I mean, you talk about employment. We're going to be talking about money, right? Because, you know, women just loves money. But money is real stress. Money stress is real, you know. And financial peace affects that emotional peace, which eventually affects our health. So please welcome Annette Lewis Williams, who will be speaking to us briefly on financial wellness and stability.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for allowing me to be here this afternoon. So I looked at the question in 2 parts, financial wellness and stability. Now, financial wellness for me is having control of what you earn. Stability is to be disciplined in money matters. So it is financial wellness and stability is a holistic, long-term process that combines smart financial planning, disciplined habits, and psychological well-being. The connection to overall well-being, financial wellness, is fundamentally linked to your overall health. High levels of financial stress are linked to physical ailments, including high blood pressure, weakened immune system, and anxiety. Conversely, financial wellness fosters a sense of security and confidence, which improve personal relationship and career productivity. Progress over perfection. It is not about being wealthy, but about making steady, consistent progress towards financial goals. As we move through life, we have different priorities. However, one priority that we should have in each stage of our life is savings. We need to be smart with our money. We, however, need to determine our short-term goals and our long-term goals. Our short-term goals may be owning a car, learning a skill, working 2 jobs, a short vacation. Our long-term goals would be purchasing land, building a house, buying a house, or savings for retirement. One of the tools that we could use during our life is budgeting. We need to budget. And what is a budget? A budget is where you list what you expect to earn and what you expect to spend. We need to know what we earn and how we spend it. We need to monitor our budget and we need to tweak it from time to time. The rule is that 10% of your income should be used to save. There are 3 types of expenses that we need to monitor closely. You see, housing, transport, and food. If we're not careful with those 3, the money would finish before it go to anything else. And those are things that we need in life. We need shelter, we need to eat, and we need to get to work. Another aspect we need to look at is we need to cater for seasonal expenses. We can predict some of our expenses. For example, the children's school books, vacation, Christmas expenses. We budget for these expenses, but we also need to capitalize on opportunities. We need to capitalize on sales. We don't wait till Christmas to just purchase whatever we need, because I don't know if people notice around Christmas time, everything gets expensive, right? So we buy gradually for Christmas. So if you don't want to start from January, depending on what you have to buy, you could start from maybe June or July, and every month you purchase something for Christmas. Right, so we need to be able to handle unexpected expenses. In our savings fund, we need to cater for unexpected expenses. The stove, the fridge may go bad, the car may break down, a door broken. We should be able to live with a peace of mind. Sometimes you have the money, and nothing is wrong with taking a loan, because I'll tell you something, it's difficult to save right now. So if you commit to a payment with a financial institution that you know you will pay the loan, then it's fine to take a loan. Some people will say, why are you taking a loan and I have the money? But at the end of the day, would you be able to save that money again? It's difficult. We should try to save towards vacation expenses. If we decide to take a loan, it should not be more than 1 year. Some people take vacation expenses and they pay the loan over 3-4 years and they want to go on another vacation and they can't go on the vacation and they need to get the rest. So we need to look at that. Another thing is that financial mistakes are very costly. Some people never recover from financial mistakes. And for example, you're building a house, you're bringing a builder, he know what you're doing, he mess you up. You now have to pay to break it down to build it back again. That's difficult. Sometimes we make investments and instead of the investment grow for us, it gets less. We lose on the investments. We are not supposed to be impulsive buyers, and we are not supposed to be hoarders. You know, some people just like to buy. They don't need it to know, but they're just buying. Our core competence of true financial wellness is beyond having money. Financial wellness consists of reduced financial stress. It means not living in constant fear, panic, or shame about money, allowing for better sleep and mental health. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Miss Lewis Williams. I mean, that was a lot. And, you know, no wonder you financial people always have to take a big break at the end of the year, because we're hearing all those nice things, what we should and shouldn't do. But, you know, when our generation, ladies, you understand, they used to tell us, stretch what you have. But these trends these days, they ain't stretching nothing. So we need to teach them, because they go end up in a stressful situation in time to come. So we're running the program along. Thank you so very much, Miss Mrs. Williams for the finances. So you listen, don't buy in December, buy in January and keep it for December. All right? Buy in June. They're saying that we have to buy in June. Okay, now.
I'm not gonna give up, I'm not gonna stop, I'm gonna work harder, I'm a survivor, I'm gonna make it, I will survive, keep on surviving, I'm a survivor, I'm not gonna give up, I'm not gonna stop, I'm gonna work harder, I'm a survivor, I'm gonna make it, I will survive.
And finally, because we have two more speakers and they're online, they're waiting to jump on. One from Texas and one from New Jersey. So I know you guys are anxious to hear them also. But this is a very important piece for us as women, for our health also, is education. And Miss Anne Natasha, second, thank you for joining us. Thank you for coming here this evening to lend your expertise. And thanks to Ms. Cowie for referring you to this platform this evening. Now
Thank
I
you.
have someone I can turn to besides her. Ms. Second, now I want to ask you, how does education, formal or informal, empower women to make better choices for their health, their life, and their future?
So, good evening, everyone, women and men. Education ties every topic that we've just discussed into that component of wholeness and wellness. You need to understand what wellness is, complete wellness is, through both the formal and the informal education sector. By formal education, we mean the school system, any institution where you go to learn a particular curriculum. What we are looking at in Tobago, which is revolutionary, is the Tobago-centric curriculum, which would allow us to integrate components of health discussion, finance discussion, spirituality, etc., into your regular curriculum from early childhood all the way to university. If you do not know what complete wellness is, you wouldn't know how to pursue it. If you do not know how to tap into your spirituality, if you do not understand the tenets to do so, then you're not going to be able to achieve it properly. And like you said earlier, some persons pretend to be spiritual, to fit into society, but they're not connecting really to any spirituality. So they're not healthy, they're not whole, they're not happy. We spoke about employment. What kind of situation would have you more stressed than fulfilled? You need knowledge to be able to decipher which type of employment suits you best. And we live in a time when you can have different forms of employment. You don't have to stick to the traditional forms. We have a lot of young people doing things, streaming on YouTube. We're streaming now. They're using AI in very modern ways, and they're making a lot of money faster, but they do need some discipline. So they need to understand finance. They need to understand how money works, how money comes in, how money goes out, and not to become slaves to the money. So education, like this informal setting that you have here, is a very powerful tool for women of any generation. You need to pursue it. Women today, just like women 10, 20, 50, 100 years ago, have to work a little harder than men to attain anything in any sector. No matter how educated you are, whether you have your bachelor's, your PhD, whatever, no matter what you have to compete harder with men. Men have their circle and they select men first. We have to understand that we have to support each other through forums like this to help us to maintain complete wellness and to attain the best forms of employment, to be healthy spiritually, and to make our mad money. So we have to support each other. So I really celebrate this event here in Tobago, and I really would like to encourage women to continue to do programs like this that are educational, that help us to be empowered and to attain that overall wellness.
Well, Miss Second, I think you put it so nicely in a nutshell. Education is empowerment. That's what I took away from it. Listen to me. I feel good being among some smart ladies here this evening. Yes. So, any questions for Miss Second before I move on? So, ladies, we gotta get ourselves empowered. Okay, we gotta get ourselves educated. Don't get it twisted now with a BA and a MA and a PhD and whatever. Now, it's just knows what goes on with you in your society, in your home, in your life. Just be educated about that.
Good afternoon to the king's daughters and the king's men. The question is for you, Miss Natasha Second. It's Natasha Second. What are the 3 practical ways women can commit to self-development right now, no matter their age, schedule, or circumstances? Classes, certification, mentorship, reading, workshop, support group, etc.
So, thanks for the question. The first thing that I would encourage women from any age to do is to look inward and love yourself. Understand that you deserve to keep growing, to keep enhancing, and you deserve all of the good things in life. Once you love yourself, now a lot of women do not love themselves, but and it's for a whole different show. Once you can understand how to love yourself, you can prioritize different things in your life. Knowledge, you will pursue it. Every opportunity for classes, whether they're classes to do physical things like learning how to decorate and so on, or classes on how to communicate better with your son or your daughter, or how to do gardening, you will pursue something that will give you peace. Upon retirement, I believe it was mentioned earlier, you don't have a sense of purpose, you lose your way, we lose a lot of people. At that point in time, you need to learn again, what is your purpose? What is it inside of you to love? What do you still have to contribute? So loving yourself, maintaining your purpose, and giving back to others. There is nothing more fulfilling if you have a real ability and any kind of attributes than giving to persons who are in need. So those will be the 3 things.
Thank you, Miss Second. We have to, because we're getting a cue here from the New Jersey people to, don't worry, we get to all your questions, maybe like after the show we'll do that. But we want to get to them before it's dark, because I know that they're up there. What I would have to ask you, who said this quotation? To fight life's battle come what may, education lights your way. Does anybody know who said that? Anybody know who said that? To fight life's battle come what may, education lights your way. I thought both would know that. I'll tell you who did that.
Education, education, this is the foundation. Our rising population needs sound education to be recognized anywhere you go. Have your certificate to show, to enjoy any kind of happiness. Knowledge is the key to success.
Okay, it was the Mighty Sparrow. That when he sang education. So right now, ladies and gentlemen, we will segue into a Zoom platform where we have Dr. Beckles and Dr. Wells. They're just waiting to join us this evening. Do we have them on screen right now? Dr. Wells, are you hearing me? I don't think he's hearing me. Stephen Wells? Are you muted? Yes, you're muted. Dr. Wells, unmute yourself. Oh, we have control here. Could we unmute Dr. Wells, please? Dr. Wells, are you hearing me now? Yes, I'm hearing you, but you have to speak louder. All right, that's much better. Thank you. How's the weather there? Oh, we're outside. Yes, we're outside. So now a little bit about Dr. Wells. You listen to his bio right now.
Excited to share the second heart information is Dr. Stephen Wells, a highly respected podiatric surgeon and wound care specialist with nearly 3 decades of experience in diabetic foot care and limb preservation. He is the founder and CEO of the Diabetic Foot Center Group and currently practices at Favor Foot Ankle Leg and Wound Center. His work spans the United States and the Caribbean, including service as clinical director of the Rudolph Williams Diabetes Limb Salvage and Prosthetic Center in Belize, with outreach in Jamaica, Grenada, and Tobago. Dr. Wells's mission is deeply personal, shaped by a childhood accident that inspired his lifelong commitment to restoring mobility, dignity, and quality of life. Joining us via Zoom from New Jersey, he will share a transformative message called The Second Heart, reframing how we understand foot health and circulation in women.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Wells, and welcome, welcome. We have a welcome song for you also because you know this is Tobago and this is how we do it here.
Here's a little song I wrote. You might want to sing it note for note. Don't worry.
Let's sing it.
Be happy. In every life we have some trouble, but when you worry you make it double. Don't worry.
Come on, sing it.
Be happy.
All right. So, Dr. Wells, I know you got excited when I spoke to you about this event, and you just threw out immediately, I know what I'll talk about, the second heart. So, listen, just start with your second heart. Let me know where it is because I know only one heart, and we want to know where it is and where it's located. So, Dr. Wells, it's over to you.
Yes, thank you so much, Angela. It is so good to see you and to say a pleasant good evening to everyone. I would like to thank the Trinbago Progressive Association and Angela, as well as Dr. Beckles, for this wonderful opportunity. I'd also like to recognize one of my mentors in the audience there, on the stage there, Miss Dr. Leon. Thank you so much. You've had an outstanding and immense impact on my life when I was a young physician, even to now. So we are so happy to see you there in red, looking as beautiful and as wonderful as you are. So let me take a minute to, if I can, put on my slides here. I'd like to talk to you about something called longevity medicine and the second heart. And I'm hoping that everyone can hear me and hear me well. Normally, when you have these kinds of discussions, there are things that you are familiar with. I'm going to suggest that there may be a few things in this talk that you may not be familiar with. So I'd ask you to open your ears and to be attentive and alert because we are now moving into a new phase of something I refer to as AI medicine. So keep posted. Angela, I just want to make sure, is everyone hearing me well?
Yes, they are.
Okay, great. Let me now then just quickly give the agenda of what we hope to cover. I'm doing a little bit of an introduction in a few seconds. We'll then quickly move to the 6 pillars of longevity medicine. I will then talk about circulation systems. And then I will spend a few minutes on this thing that Angela and I have been speaking about called the second heart. And I want you to notice that it is in quotations, and there's a very special reason why it is. And then lastly, we'll end with final tips on skeletal muscle health. What's interesting to me is often people are talking about holistic health and comprehensive health, but there's a small subset of that most people miss, and that is skeletal muscle health. Let me first describe to you what longevity medicine is. There are three kinds of medicine in this modern era, this AI era, that many people have never heard of. The first is regenerative medicine. Have you ever heard what regenerative medicine is? Ask your neighbor, do you know what regenerative medicine is? What is that? And then there's something called functional medicine. Most people have never really heard of this. And then lastly, this one that I'd like to spend a second or two on, maybe a little longer, longevity medicine. Now, longevity medicine focuses on preventing and treating a wide range of age-related conditions. And as you can see here on the screen, the ultimate goal, and I want you to hear this, is to prolong your life, but to enhance your well-being as you age. And I would even emphasize this idea of what we call anti-aging medicine. Again, these new concepts are things that we need to get acquainted with. Now, we also need to be acquainted with two concepts. As I told you before, this is stuff that maybe you had never heard. Chronological age and biological age. Very important that you put this into your understanding of medicine, modern medicine. Chronological age having to do with the actual age of a person, the age that is listed on your passport, and biological age, which is the age, notice this, of your cells. It tells about the real age that you are and how you handle and how your body processes the aging process. Now I'd like to quickly move to talk about the 6 pillars of longevity. And I'm going to spend most of my time, as you can see on the right side of this circle, the skeletal and muscular health. But there are 5 others that I'd like to talk about that are important for you when you are considering something called longevity medicine. The first is cellular health. The second is heart health. And I want to build a foundation for Dr. Beckles to come in and talk about heart health and holistic health. The third is mental health. And then the fourth is lung health. The fifth is gut health. This is one that we often miss. And lastly, skeletal and muscular health, where I will be sharing a little bit more on that shortly. Now, let me quickly move into the circulation systems. Many of you are aware of these, but there's one system that you may not be so aware of. So let me begin. The body is made up of multiple systems. The skeletal system, I'm sure you've heard of, the nervous system. But there's something called the vascular system. And you have over 6,000 miles. And I want you to think about the brilliance and the wisdom of God to give you 6,000 miles of blood vessels. But let's break this down. The vascular system then can be broken down into the arterial system. And you can see that it has like a appearance of a branching tree. And by arterial, we mean the blood vessels that take blood away from the heart. And I want to also emphasize that the arterial system doesn't just stop at the waist. It goes all the way down to the lower extremity and the toes. Next, we have the venous system. And again, you can see, again, that same tree, but now it's the venous system, and it's not carrying blood away from the heart, but actually returning blood to the heart. So the veins bring blood back to the heart. And then now I want to, before I move into the third circulation system, I want to make sure you understand that this venous system, though it seems fairly simple, is very complex. It's an area where I have great expertise. So I just want to mention that there are a series of vessels that are both deep and superficial, and it's a very complex system to handle the return of fluid back to the heart. And I also want to see if I can mention a third system that is the lymphatic system. Fortunately, I don't have a picture here, but it is a system where, as you know, you have lymph nodes. These nodes, which can be found in clumps underneath the arm and in the inguinal area and behind the leg. These form an intricate system of handling leftover fluid. So you have blood that goes from the heart, veins that bring back blood back to the heart, and then you have this system that deals with excess fluid, right? So now let's get to the point that Angela made. Humans have something called a secondary heart. Now, I want to make sure that we put this in quotations because you truly only have one heart, but there is a secondary pump system that does operate in the human being. And some of you are saying, what on earth is this? I've never heard about this. And that's why I'm here today to mention to you that in the back of your leg, you have two muscles that function as a heart, a secondary heart. In the calf muscles, if you touch the back of your leg, you will see that there are some muscles in the back of your leg that not only have the outline and the appearance of a heart, but literally function to return fluid like a pump back to the primary heart. And it's an insane pump. I want to let you know, if you look at this picture here, you will be able to see very clearly that this is a developed pump. And it's a powerful pump. And I want to just tell you a little bit about the anatomy quickly. It involves two main muscles. There's a third muscle I won't mention, but two main muscles, the soleus and the gastrocnemius muscle. Now, why am I spending time on this beautiful day talking about this particular secondary pump? The reason why is because here are the muscles, the gastrocnemius, soleus muscle. Why am I spending so much time or bothering you about this secondary pump? It's because the physiology of this pump is what God has given us to pump blood back to the heart. And as you know, as we age, one of the challenges is getting some of the blood that has been pumped away from the heart back to the heart. And thus, this secondary pump is so critical. And you'll notice here that as this muscle contracts, it literally forces the blood and improves the circulation from the lower extremity, allowing your heart now to have blood restored. And you'll notice that it is the movement and contraction of this muscle that forces blood back to the heart, maintaining a very healthy circulatory system. And it aids the heart in making sure that the body has complete circulation and a holistic function. Now, I just want to tell you that there are 3 exercises that I want to give you. I know there'll be some questions about this secondary heart, but now that you know it's there, you not only need to be aware of it in terms of knowledge, but you need to exercise it. You need to develop it. So one of the ways that I want to recommend is doing single leg raises. Here's an example of what that looks like. I also want to say that there are double calf raises that can be done to strengthen these muscles. Now, I know many of you may not be people who go to the gym regularly, so that may be a little more difficult. I want to suggest that there is the double leg raises that you can do from a sitting position. Very effective to strengthen those muscles in the back of the leg. And then lastly, for those who prefer running, walking, hiking, step class, and swimming, all of these exercises are very powerful to strengthen, to tone, and to develop the calf muscles. I also have put in the slide a place where you can go to learn more about these exercises to strengthen this secondary heart. And I want to emphasize, it is a secondary pump God has given you to maintain your circulation and your physical health. Lastly, I'd like to talk quickly about a book that I recommend all of you get, The Science and Art of Longevity. You have to realize living long now is about science. It's about art. It's about preparation. And this book is one of the helpful ways to learn about some of these strategies for living longer. Lastly, I want to tell you one thing that you may not know that is critical that I want to leave you with, and that is there is now a great predictor of long life and physical health. And it's something that you may not recognize. It is called toe strength. Now, this is not a little bit misunderstood. The toe has more muscles than you would even know. And I want to tell you, toe yoga is now the preferred way to make sure people live longer. I'll tell you why. Fall risk is the biggest issue. And we now know for those who have very good muscular toes and engage in toe yoga, they are less likely to fall and more likely to have longevity, good circulation, and productive long lives. I'll stop there now, but there perhaps will be questions. I'll be ready to answer that. My last slide just shows our website. For those of you who are interested in some of these concepts, we have two websites. One is our Favor Foot Wound website, and then our health center now, Longevity Medicine Center, called the MiddlesexCHS.com. I'll stop there, Angela. Willing to answer any questions. Excited to be here. And hopefully we have passed on something that will revolutionize people's way of thinking about longevity medicine and the secondary heart.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Wells. I think they all got it, especially the toe yoga. So when you come to Tobago in July, you will have to give us an actual demonstration of that toe yoga, if that is the thing that will keep us alive in 2026 and beyond. So once again, thank you so very, very much, and hoping to see you soon. But stay tuned. Don't you cut us off there now. You go look at us now on Zoom. We have other things coming up. Okay, so as we come forward towards the close of this powerful evening, we are honored to welcome our final speaker, someone who will truly tie every thread of information together, something that he does so dexterously. Oh, there he is, my handsome Dr. Wells, and that's due to years of practice, no pun intended. Dr. Beckles will help us leave here today with some clarity, urgency, and purpose, and he's coming to us all the way from Texas. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Daniel Beckles. His bio, please.
"You never want to meet me" is a favourite loving quote from our final guest, Dr. Daniel Beckles. He will explain later that quotation. An acclaimed son of southern Trinidad, his journey from migrating to New York at just 17 has led him to become a board-certified general and cardiothoracic surgeon, trained at world-class institutions, including Brigham and Women's Hospital, an affiliate of Harvard Medical School. Though globally accomplished, he has never forgotten home and is still licensed to practice in Trinidad and Tobago. He continues to support life-saving cardiac care connected to the Port of Spain General Hospital and remains deeply committed to giving back through ongoing medical outreach worldwide. He currently serves as board chair and chief medical director of the Tobago Progressive Association of the USA, Incorporated, our collaborative partner for this event, and will return to Tobago this July for the annual medical and outreach mission. This evening, in the spirit of Wear Red Day, he will remind us of one truth. Prevention is power, because the heart has it. Our collaborative partner for this event, and will return to Tobago this July for the annual medical and outreach mission. This evening, in the spirit of Wear
Thank
Red
you,
Day,
everybody. Dr. Beckles, are you hearing us?
Prevention is power, because the heart...
Dr. Beckles, are you hearing us?
Yes, Angela, can you hear me?
Okay, now I don't have a question for you. I'm leaving you to do your thing and just wrap this whole thing up for us this evening. Everyone is here patiently looking at you right now.
Okay, good. Just give me a few seconds to get my slides up, and I think we should be ready to rock and roll. Do everyone see what I'm my slides?
It's sort of small, even though, you know.
So you're not seeing the slides? We seem to be having a problem with the slides.
Yeah, they can't see it clearly.
We won't see in Dr. Wells' slides also. What about now?
Yeah, they said they prefer they will understand what you're telling them. Yeah,
You
Miss
saw
Leon
it in the
said go
beginning?
ahead. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, let's try one more time to upload the slides, and pictures worth 1,000 words. It's not coming across on the Zoom, that's all. Is that right? Let's try one more time. A little technology glitch here. All right, do you see my slides now? Okay, good. Excellent. Well, welcome everyone to this 2026 National Wear Red Day. This is a very impactful. Thank you, Angela and the Coral Reef and Tobago Progressive Association for actually putting this on. Angela, you're hosting it from Tobago, and it's being televised. So, for just because of time, I'll just move faster because I think we're a little bit behind. Today is about awareness, but more important, it's about action. And so, all the speakers today very much appreciated all the input from Reverend and everyone. Dr. Wells, thank you so much. But let's move on. If I can move these slides forward. Okay, well, these are my disclosures. I'll jump straight into the agenda. We're going to answer why heart disease affects women differently. We will share a framework for success, A, B, C, D, E's, and S, framework for heart protection. Simple actions you can take starting today, this very day, this evening, right? To get on that road, a direction of where you are now currently to get you into the correct direction and moving forward. And how to follow up and stay protected at all times during this whole process. So let's move right into the action. I want to refocus your mind on facts, evidence, right? What I see every day. There seems to be an echo. Let's get this off. Give me a second here. We all think that we're going to die from something like our job is going to kill us. Our kids are really, causing stress. That neighbor is really, really hard on us, right? Or we're going to crash in a plane, or warships are going to come and land. But really, this is the truth right here. 2021, cardiovascular disease and cancers are the two leading causes of why human beings die today. Okay, just think about that for a second. That's almost 30 million deaths. That is not fake news. Okay, and we cannot normalize that in our lives, and we cannot take it for vain either. When we look at the risk factors, why people are dying, what's on their toe tag in the morgue? The toe tag says high blood pressure. I hope no one here smokes, right? High blood sugar, and obesity. These are the top 5 things on our toe tag every day on planet Earth. And we just have to make sure that we don't have those risk factors moving forward. Because this is what I see every day in my practice as a cardiac surgeon. People always ask, are you well? And I think Angela answered that today. Wellness is not just physical health, right? It's 8 dimensions to your wellness. And so I hope that this webinar brought that out to life, from the spiritual side, from the financial side, from the emotional side, relational. I mean, 8 dimensions, and you can go on the Harvard wellness site to learn more about how to improve each of those aspects of our lives. We call it dimensions, but it's really about balance. And we get to choose if we want to be. Some people may go to the gym and just exercise all day long, but they have no money in the bank, right? Some people may want to work hard, or some people may want to study and get a PhD and don't have any relationship with anyone, right? And live a lonely life, right? So it's about balancing this wheel of wellness is the most important takeaway from that. Some people call it social determinants of health. It's where we're born, we grow up, we live, we go to school, we go to work. The environment actually creates our health and is responsible for our health. So I want you to bear that in mind. Change your environment, you change your health. Heart disease. Why this matters for women for this red day? Well, heart disease is the #1 cause of death in women. Okay, it's often very silent, but this also includes Caribbean women and women, of descent. So many women care for other people. We hear that a lot on this call. How women have to work harder. They care for everyone else, and they delay caring for themselves. So this is an awareness. It's like putting the oxygen mask on yourself before taking care of others. If you want to be around for your family, for your grandkids, for the next generation, you need to take care of yourself first. Put you first in the center of that circle and make every aspect blossom like a flower. So today, we change that by giving you simple, proven framework, all right, for prevention that you could use immediately. Heart disease does not usually announce itself, right? Many women don't feel symptoms until the heart attack or the stroke happens. And I'm sure you know someone who have had some sort of stroke, some sort of heart attack, or even some sort of cancers, right? But Caribbean descent also face higher blood pressure, higher diabetes, and higher cholesterol than the normal Caucasian population, sometimes at a younger age. So the good news that I have for you is not all doom and gloom. The good news, 80% is preventable. So this talk is not about fear, it's about control. And you don't need to be a doctor to protect your heart. You should just need a system, and that's what I'm going to show you next. The system is very simple. You couldn't get it wrong. That's right. ABCDEs, right? The A is you have to know your A1C. How many people know their A1C? You got to know what your A1C is, because the A1C is the average of 3 months of what your sugar is doing. I don't care about what your sugar is today. What I care about is what is the running average. Yes, while you're sleeping, while you're awake, while you're stressed out, while you're late for work, while you're in a busy meeting, right? I want to know what the average is. So I get an A1C on everybody, right? That I have to fix their heart. Blood pressure. Your blood pressure, we started with 140 as normalizing it, but it's wrong, right? So normal is 120. We're going to go into that. Cholesterol. Know your numbers. You know how much money in the bank? If you don't know what your cholesterol is, that's what's going to kill you, and the money in the bank won't mean anything. Right? Health is your wealth. You need to know these numbers. If you don't know these numbers, it doesn't make sense any other part of the wheel, right? You're not going to have a toe, right? What we're talking about, toe yoga, you're not going to have a toe if your A1C is 11, okay? That'll be coming off soon. Diet, exercise, and screening. So ABCDs, don't forget it. We're going to go over each of them very quickly. A is for A1C. And if your number, when you get your A1C back from the doctor's office, if it's more than 5.7, it means you're diabetic. If it's more than 6.5, it means you're fully in diabetes mode. Okay? Now, when you get into pre-diabetes, many people are pre-diabetic and don't even know about it. So it's your choice to go and get checked. and lead by example, because everybody on this call should be leaders. Now, people keep telling me, oh, I'm 8, I'm down from 9. Well, let me tell you something here. 1 degree going from 8 back to 5, every 1% degree change equals 37% chance of having kidney disease and blindness, 21% chance of dying, 14% chance of a heart attack, amputations of those toes by 43%. So who wants to have their toes removed? Amputation 43%, just get your A1C checked, and I'm going to show you what steps to take next. Next is blood pressure. Normal is 120, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise. As we get older, we accept a little bit higher, but it's taken into context. And everything I say here have to be done with the supervision of a medical doctor or some practitioner. Cholesterol does matter, okay? People have cholesterols. Most of the people I operate on, they have blocked coronary arteries. So the blockage in those arteries, it could be from genetics, it could be diet, it could be stress. But the good news is we're living in an age where we have all the technology to put a man on the moon. We have all the technology to basically make the A, B, and C totally normal. We have that ability. But we also have your ability to also do a little bit on your part and balance your life and lead a healthier lifestyle. So either way, we have no excuse why we shouldn't have normal numbers. We found here that 1 in 5 people already develop heart disease by the time they find out what their cholesterol is. 1 in 300 people have a high cholesterol level, and this could start as early as 20 years old. So we are also going to youth and telling people to get their ABCs checked, even at age 20, decade of life. They should know what their A1C is, their blood pressure, and their cholesterol as early as 20 years old, moving forward. These are the people that have blood pressure that's high, and then you want to know why you're on dialysis at age 40, or why you had a stroke at age 40, or why you have a heart attack at age 40. It's because these things are silent killers, and they have been there for many decades, and they're just adding to insult to our bodies. Cholesterol is listed here, and diet. I think we heard about diet here. The newest data shows that diet does not mean to be starving, okay? It means eating more. Yes, eat more, but of the right food, okay? Mediterranean diet and the blue zones have proven people live above 100 routinely in these blue zones, and we look at what they eat for the last 20 years. Guess what? They eat more heavily fruits and vegetables, whole grains, and they eat this and not that, right? What's on my right side is what you have to start eliminating one at a time. Don't do it all together, one at a time. More olive oil, beans, fish, nuts, whole foods. Just reduce the sugar and the salt. I don't think it's anything you've seen different. Just remember that weight loss is 80% nutrition. Yes, 80% nutrition is weight loss. 20% is moving more or exercise, as we heard before, the 3 M's. This is what a plate should look like. Put this on your refrigerator so your grandkids, your kids can see it and you model after it. Remember, the human body is made of 60% to 70% water, not soda. Okay? Give your body what it needs. Give your body what it was created to do. Find that balance. We were created to eat vegetables, fruits, and whole grains, and healthy proteins. We were not created to eat processed foods. When we look at the Trinidad and Tobago list of all the fruits and vegetables we have it in abundance. So there is no excuse. There's so much fruits in season every year that there's no excuse why you shouldn't be eating more of this rather than processed foods. Exercise is the ABCDE, and the good news is you don't have to go to a gym, okay? I'm not sure about these 2 exercises there, Dr. Wells, but we don't have to go to a gym, okay, and hurt something. Right? Just put some sneakers on and walk. Walking is very powerful, okay? It's the most powerful thing we have, and that's what got us here. There were no gyms, 1,000 years ago. So no gyms are needed, and that's the good news. Start small. Start with 10 minutes. Start with 10, jumping jacks. Just stand, get a jump rope, and just stay in place and just move more. It's that simple. Consistency. Look at this calendar. Who's going to do better at the end of the year? Consistency counts. Just make sure every day is checked off for doing it, and consistency is everything. That's the habit. Screening. So this is the big one. What is screening? Well, the S is for more than screening. S is for stress that you heard on this on this webinar how stress can really put a dent in our lives, because stress multiplies all of the other risk factors I just talked about. When you have stress or you take on stress and you don't de-stress, it multiplies all the effects of hypertension, diabetes, high cholesterol. It just gets multiplied. Not sleeping also multiplies it. So S is for sleeping more, less stress, but it's also for stopping smoking. Hopefully nobody in this chat is smoking. But it's also for getting your screening done, because I showed you the second leading cause of why we die is not the heart, it's cancers. And cancers could happen to all of us. But again, we have the technology to screen for it. So just screen for it early. If you're a woman, as most of you are here on this chat, and you had pregnancy complications like preeclampsia, gestational diabetes, these are early warning signs that you're going to get diabetes later on down the line. So you should be first in line to go get screened, because you could have high blood pressure, silent killer, and not know about it. So please don't present with a stroke. Present with freedom and empowerment. This is the sort of trend that without any symptoms, we have this opportunity, huge window that we throw away every day. And for some of us who have a job, it's free to go check. You know, the worst insurance in the world will still pay for you to get your ABCs checked for free. So why are you throwing away a lotto ticket? It's your lotto ticket. It's your life. Why are you throwing it away? The government shows that obesity in teens and kids have taken havoc all over the Caribbean. Okay, our kids, 10 times increase in childhood obesity. Think about that. Not 2 times, not 3 times. 10 times our kids under 19 years old are obese. We've never seen that before in the history. So the last 4 decades in your lifetime, my lifetime, we have seen our kids, all right, go from, and this is on all continents on planet Earth have seen a rapid increase, and it's not getting better. But what is associated with obesity is cancers. 13 to 15 cancers are associated with obesity. So now we're finding cancers in young people. We know children get cancers, but now we're seeing it in teenagers, we're seeing it in 30-year-olds. So please, let's lead by example. When people tell me, oh, it's too expensive to go get screening, guess what I tell them? Look at the price difference. You see, this is not fake news. It's $20 to $50 to get your A1C checked. Guess what it is for an amputation of those toes, or to be on dialysis? Dialysis is the #1 cause of kidney failure in the world. Okay, stroke. What is the price of a stroke? How much hundreds of thousands are you going to pay for a stroke rather than $20? So where's the real lotto ticket? You're holding it in your hand right now. So get your screening done and call and make an appointment. I want to go over some myth busters. Heart disease is a man disease? The answer is no. Heart disease is the #1 cause of death in women, including Caribbean women. Myth, I feel fine, so my heart's fine. All of these are silent killers, okay? So if you want to live to 100 years old, just like you won't have a car and not give it a checkup, well, you need a checkup too. You're not a car, right? And you're going to go to 100 years old, but you need to get checked up even more often. Caribbean women are protected because of culture and food preparation, and portions matter, but fried foods and sugary drinks, it's wreaking havoc on us and our kids. So you have to put a stop to that. I'm too young to worry about heart disease. Actually, people in their 20s and 30s, the youngest open heart surgery I've done is on somebody 30 years old. So the answer is no. You can get heart disease at any age. Exercise alone will fix my heart and heart risk. No, we said 80% is nutrition. You just don't be a exercise freak here and then go and stuff your face with all kind of processed foods. That's not going to help. 80% is nutrition, nutrition, nutrition. I need a gym to protect my heart. The answer is no. You can dance, you can walk, and I like what they said, 3 M's. Do your meditation. Pregnancy problems end after delivery. The answer is no. If you had problems in pregnancy, you need to get checked because it affects your heart. High cholesterol is about food. No, genetics does matter. And we have medications, all different types. It will help to get that cholesterol down. If heart disease runs in my family, nothing is going to be done. Actually, today, what you do in your environment and what you do with your risk factors is more powerful than genetics. Choice is more powerful than genetics. Just remember that. Screening is only needed when symptoms appear. Well, usually it's too late by the time symptoms appear. So get your screening done. Here's your 90-day action plan. Call and schedule for your screenings right away. Get your ABCs. Know your numbers. Just know your numbers. When I come down in July, we can discuss them, but we can discuss them anytime. You can connect with us at any time on the TPA website. So Wear red, know your numbers, protect your heart, and lead by example. These are 3 steps you can do today, tonight. Drink more water. Just drink more water tonight, 6 to 8 glasses. Get active. Just move more. Just go out for a walk. Do some hopscotch. Do something. Eat veggies. Eat more. Get a fruit in there. So I have a workbook for you. You go on the tpausa.org, and you look at this flyer. If you click on more information, you get a workbook that you can work through and document your numbers and what to ask your doctor for. And it have every single test that you need to ask your doctor for every decade of your life, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, even up to 80 years old. So keep it going and keep going strong. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Beckles. We're running out of
Questions?
time here, but Dr. Beckles, I have 2 questions, and you won't believe they're coming all the way from New Jersey. So the person couldn't get on, so they send the question to me. So could you quickly give them an answer for this if you have one? Are you hearing me?
I can hear you, Angela.
Okay. How can having 4 minor heart murmurs affect your heart health while experiencing perimenopausal symptoms? That's one question.
I missed the first part of that, Angela. Sorry about that. What's the
How
first part
can
of that question?
they're asking how can having 4 minor heart murmurs affect your heart health while experiencing perimenopausal symptoms?
Okay, so whenever we talk about heart health in terms of valves, because when you say murmur, that's coming from your valves, right? So the valves have some sort of leakage in it, and that's what causes these sounds that we hear in the stethoscope, which, as you can see, I have, right here on my cap. Now, there are three stages to those murmurs: mild, moderate, and severe. If they're mild, there's really nothing we can do about mild. Mild is just treat medically. There's diuretics depending on your symptoms. There are tests you can take to see exactly what medications you need. Is your blood pressure high? Is your diabetes under control? Is your ABC under control is the question. If your ABCs are normal, that's the goal, then your body can remodel and stay in the mild zone and not progress into a severe murmur or valve dysfunction. So same thing, ABCDEs.
Okay.
Great question.
And the last question she asked, which I'm sorry that I took over my audience's question space, could heart palpitation due to anxiety attacks be a sign of high cholesterol, and can anxiety affect the heart in any way?
Absolutely. Mental situations, anxiousness can affect every part of our body. Our GI tract, we heard about people feeling, nausea and vomiting just from stress, right? It's the same thing. But to know if your cholesterol number is normal, it means that the anxiety is not coming from the cholesterol level. If your ABCs are normal, then the anxiety is other things besides the ABCs. So check your cholesterol, and if it's normal, then the answer is no. Anxiety is not coming from something that's normal. Now, if your cholesterol is 300, 400, well, yes, you have a problem, right? And that have to be fixed.
Okay, thank
I
you
couldn't
so
make this
much.
any more simpler. ABCs, alphabet.
ABCs. All right. So thank you very much, Dr. Beckles. Could you give Dr. Beckles a round of applause? I think he broke it down for us all this evening. Thank you for walking us through the ABCs of heart health this evening and making us aware that we must listen to our bodies and caring for it earlier. So thanks to both you and Dr. Wells for your time spent in Tobago via Zoom this evening. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
You're welcome. Now, right now, I'm winding it up. Thank you, Dr. Beckles. I'll call you later. We have been gently been guided through a powerful journey of wellness this evening. Dr. Angus opened our hearts and minds with a clear and compassionate roadmap to total health and holistic wellness. Reverend Roberts then grounded us in words of grace, anchoring us in spiritual wellness and preparing our hearts to receive Dr. Leon's insightful connection between employment, stress, and emotional well being. From there, we were invited to go deeper as Ms. Williams illuminated the importance of financial wellness and stability, which naturally led us to Ms. Second empowering message on education and personal growth. We then embraced the wisdom of Dr. Wells's second heart, and finally, we heard everything that we had from Dr. Wells, who wrapped everything up nicely in a big red invisible bow because it's Go Red Day on the ABCs of Heart Health. So before we move forward, now we are going into the lighter side of the evening because part of wellness is gratitude, part of wellness is forgiveness. So we can't leave those moments out. And we just bear with us for 10 more minutes and we're out of here. So, as part of our gratitude moment, as women, we need to celebrate each other. And we don't do that really. We kind of hate on each other for every little thing. I'm saying it plainly. We got to stop that. We need to start celebrating our sisters. Celebrate with them. Because sometimes we all need, and when you celebrate with somebody else, you're celebrating for yourself. So with that, there's a special young lady here this evening who, a friend who was part of the planning process, she said, could you do something special for her this evening? So I am calling on one, where is Vanessa Francois? Is she here? Miss Vanessa Francois, are you here? Is there anybody celebrating a birthday this month? Celebrate it. Could you just get out here quickly, please? Quickly, because we want to just say happy birthday. You too, Rev? All right, so join us right here quickly, please. Miss Vanessa, yes, and we'll be celebrating all our February people right now. Right now, come on, DJ. And Vanessa is, you would hear two songs and you would realize why one would be in a different language.
Cumpleaños feliz, cumpleaños.
Come on, guys, let's celebrate them.
Te deseamos
you have a birthday?
todos.
Go up there.
Cumpleaños feliz.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
So guys, could you just shout happy birthday to all the ladies who are celebrating birthday? Happy birthday! That's what we do as women. We celebrate each other, okay? Now, before we close, I'd just like to share a short moment of gratitude and forgiveness because, as I said, release is a part of healing. So can we please stand because we've been sitting for kind of long. So could we please stand? Oh, God. Yes, yes, yes. Find a hand close to you. We're going to go through this ritual right now. Yeah, you would enjoy it. 22. So, yes, you find the hand closest to you. Did we do that? Find the hand closest to you. Now I want you to close your eyes and be still for a moment and reflect on all that you have heard and let it marinate into your spirits. Take a deep breath in through your nostrils. Hold it and release slowly through your mouth. We cannot heal what we refuse to feel. Breathe in, hold it, release. We also cannot grow while carrying pain that was never meant to live inside us. Breathe in, hold it, release it slowly. Keep your eyes closed because here's a call to action. These are your closing questions. I want you to ask yourselves whenever you do your self-check, and I hope you do that. What is one emotion I need to release to protect my health? What boundary do I need to set so I can breathe again? What truth do I need to believe about myself to heal? And most important, who will I reach out to for support so I stop carrying life alone? Queens, your emotions do become your biology, and you do deserve wellness. And at this juncture, I'm stepping out in boldness here because I want to make a community appeal. My girlfriend, Bernardino Bunny, I call her Bunny. We worked with some of the ideas while I was doing this event, and I spoke to her, and something that came up that was very common was building communities, and people think that that is not part of healing. And then I have another friend in New York, Noel, who always speaks about Tobago, loves it, and he always speaks of island building. So I thought I would dare myself to be brave enough to, at this forum, to remind each of you, including myself, that a great part of healing is helping and our community. Because we have to remember an island is only as strong as its people. And if we want to build our island, if we want to build our future, then we must be willing to build our communities. Remember, a community does not grow by chance. It grows when we show up, when we give back with time, with skill, and with heart. Because each of us, as women, we carry something powerful. We carry a word, we carry the hand, and we carry a lesson and a light for someone else. So this evening, ask yourself another 3 questions when you're speaking about community. You ask, what can I do? Where can I serve? How can I give back? Because when we build communities with love and intention, we are not just shaping our island, we are shaping our future and wellness of self. And when the community is strong, we as women become stronger. People are stronger. Hearts are healthier. Lives are lived longer. So from the attendance this evening, turn it into action. And from your presence, turn it into purpose. Because together we build, together we rise. Please have a seat. We're almost there. I just want to say thanks again to our panelists, Dr. Denise Sawyerford Angus. Put your hands together, please. Reverend Esther Moore Roberts, Dr. Jean Leon, Miss Natasha Ann Second, keep the applause going, they deserve it. Miss Alison Lewis Williams, Dr. Stephen Wells, and Dr. Daniel Beckles. Someone told me we have in our midst, I must say, former Assembly member Mr. Sonny Craig, he's here. Yeah. We have our radio tambourine host, Claude Joseph. He's here somewhere over there. We have a fitness instructor who came to do something, but we were busy making our hearts out front, so we didn't do it, Mr. Arthur Morris. I say thank you, Janelle Simon Archie, for the decor. We have Mr. Queezer Frederick, who is a surprise guest for you this evening. We have Deacon Zel McCowie, my New York team, Sam Clark and Akila Murphy Bruce. Thank you. My special thanks to the Wear It team, which is Marla, David, Asai, Sislin, Vanessa, Abiola, Louis, Charles, Violet, Barbara, and to every woman who showed up this evening and the men who came to support them. Thank you. Thanks to the viewing audience for tuning in. And please remember, as I said, this event is more than today. It's about what we do next. Remember, choose rest, choose health, choose you. Thank you for being a part of this beautiful sisterhood conversation. And now let's seal this moment with a special closing prayer and commitment in song. You're about to be serenaded back to health and consciousness of the moment.
Testing.
So while you're being serenaded, I want you to be still. I think they need the ladies, DJ. You need to run your track 25. And the women will be asked to go this way up the pool because we're going to come around the pool because right now we are about to do something called releasing all those energies. Release. So we're starting from our panel here.
Testing.
She'll tell you what to do. Volume, please.
Oh, yes. just woman.
Let's join them. Let's join them. Let's join them.
Help us believe in what you could be and all that you can.
Natasha.
Show us the stairway you'll have to climb. So for their sake, teach them to take one day at a time.
Natasha, second.
One day at a time, blessed lady.
Second, where are you?
That's all we're asking.
Where's the second? Natasha, second. Come please, keep walking, yes, keep walking.
We'll
keep
give
walking.
Them the strength.
Keep walking, guys.
Collect
your roses and just keep going around.
Have to do.
Keep walking, keep walking.
Oh, well, yesterday's
keep
gone.
Walking, keep walking. Yeah.
Blessed
keep going.
lady.
Keep going.
And tomorrow
follow the lady
may
in red.
Never be yours.
She'll tell you. Where is Miss Second? Natasha, okay. You stay.
Lord, help them today and show them the way, one day at a time.
Keep walking, keep walking. We're going to be going around the pool.
One day,
Sometimes you'll fall on your knees and pray. Come, women, come. Let today be the day. Sometimes you feel like you're gonna break, but keep holding on to a hope that won't fade. Come, women, come. You've been waiting too long for the day you'll return to heal all your hurt and right every wrong. We need you right now. Come and turn this around. But deep down you know this world isn't home. Come, women, come.
There'll be no war, and there'll be no change when Jesus comes. Let today be the day. He'll come for the weak and the strong just the same, and all will believe in the power of his name.
So, woman, I want you to release this evening. Release the pressure to be everything for everyone. Release the guilt for resting, for saying no, or for choosing yourself. Release unspoken stress carried in silence. Release emotional pain from past disappointments or broken trust.
Deep down I know this world isn't home. Come Jesus, come. Come Jesus, come. One day he'll come.
Release anger,
And we'll stand
resentment,
face to
or
face.
lingering hurt. Release the belief that strength means doing it all alone.
'Cause it might be
Release comparison, jealousy, and self-doubt.
the time is right now.
Release old labels that no longer fit you. Release perfectionism and unrealistic expectations. Release anxiety about what hasn't happened yet. So whatever you're holding that no longer brings you peace, I want you to focus. Focus. This is your moment to release it. This is your moment to release it. Now in your hands you have one red stem of red rose that's yours to keep. The other petals are for you to release it. So I want you to turn it around and release it. Release it, release it, let it go, 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 let it go. And feel the stress, the hurt, the pain, the disappointments, and I want you to heal yourself. Because ladies, from this moment, you are free. Give yourselves a round of applause. So with this, I just want to say good night, Tobago Queens. Cover yourselves with love, and the whole village will feel your blessings. Thank you.
Come on, open up your mouth. Can you just raise it up a little bit louder? Oh, ba, 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 ba. Somebody worship Jesus. We're in your presence. Let it rain. Pour your rain. Let it fall on me. Come on, say it. We're in your presence. Let it rain. Cause your rain to fall on me. Can we say it? We're in your presence. Let it rain. Pour your rain. Let it fall on me. Come on, say it. We're in your presence. Let it rain. Cause your rain.
So, everyone, before we go off, Angela did a long list of thanking everyone and celebrating everyone. And I stood here and I said, who is celebrating you? Angela, it is because of you that we are here today. That we had such a fabulous afternoon being together. I am not surprised because I know you. And perhaps we were talking about you, somebody who just gives and gives and gives of yourself. And so, Angela, today, in addition to saying thank you, and thank you, I want to challenge you that you do something for Angela. Before you get back into the rest of the world, I want you to do something for Angela. Because I know you. You're just like the rest of us. Yes? We do for everyone else, and we left ourselves undone. So, Angela, thank you. I appreciate you. I love you, and I know I'm speaking for everyone here. Thank you. DJ, over to you.
So heaven, come on, say it. Oh, be in the blood, in abundance, and cause your rain to fall on me. Let your voice be heard. Say it. Oh, be in the blood, and cause your rain. Open the floodgates, say it, y'all. Oh, be. Anybody need abundance? I need it in my life tonight to follow me. Open the floodgates. Hey, everybody shake it. In abundance.